play both. The tournaments went for all day, so you played in the morning and you played at night. So I'm just not really a morning person, am I? Either way, Pistol Round is live with this opening match of the E-League Major, and Renegades pretty big stack towards this B bomb. So there's 3 players here. This can be dangerous if they commit to this, and actually great mid control. JR is already pushed up towards top mid. He's getting massive amounts of information, so much in fact, there's not even a single defender in the A bomb site.
Oh, but he got spotted. Naf just crouched for the Glock, and it's so good now. Kashenda with 2 big headshots, taking down Justillo and Asa. That's going to be a big problem. Still wants to fight it, and that might be a big mistake. If they've got the lead, it's time to back off here, and he's going to stick around. Nifty will take him down, and just like that, Renegades are back at even footing, so they're going to be fine with this.
It's actually incredible they're able to come out with this sort of a situation on the Renegade side. They seem so boxed in, and you can see now all of them retreating, all of them clearing out all this map control that they never had. They have no idea where Vega Squadron could be. And Chopper, knowing how much of a rotate, how long they have to go, he's going to get aggressive towards A ramp, so he can get an early spot. He can choose to continue to push. The question becomes, when does Renegades make their decision?
Naf has picked up one of those USPs. That's always a little bit scary when you're on the CT side. You've given up one of those great pistols, especially on a map like Mirage. They're going to be stacking up 3 in the middle, and are starting to make their way, it looks like, towards the A bomb side. The bomb leading the way. Chopper could be in a great position here.
They're going to be fine with them going towards the A bomb site, because if you're Renegades and you have to clear A ramp, there's only 25 seconds. You don't have time to, do everything perfect to get all these angles cleared out, all these corners. If he peeks, he can stop this plant. That'd be huge. They're watching for that peek, but there's the kill. Great round from Chopper, and now he can just wait patiently.
That is almost perfect timing. The last one left is going to be Naf, and he is not hitting the shots quite yet. He needs to get that kill quickly. He's low on health. He's going to get the one on Hutchie, but already they're on the bomb defusing. It's going to be a long defuse as well without the kit, but they're sticking it behind, still holding it down. Naf gets dropped, and now they're going to resume the defuse. They will have enough time for it. And Vega are going to pick up the pistol round. And honestly, Chopper, I mean, that's just such great positional work.
That's the tough part if you're going to have a stack towards, one side of the map on Mirage, and then, you run into trouble and you want to go towards the other bomb site. It's such a long way, and there's so many different ways that, a defender can push up and grab an advantageous position. He can be on A ramp, he could have pushed towards T-spawn, he could have been in Palace. All of those are just so detrimental to getting the bomb planted and to having a good post plant.
And in a different scenario, I mean, later in the game, Renegades would have had, maybe a smoke to get the plant down, or they would have had a smoke to block off CT spawn, so they could have had a better plant. Like, there are so many options that you don't have in the pistol round, and that obviously hurt them as well. Well,
naturally as well, coming from the mid connector and only 20 seconds left, you don't have time to go towards CT spawn and clear that out. You don't have time to go towards A ramp, so you just kind of have to plant exposed towards mid, which is exactly where you came from.
Oh, there it is, the double grenade. I was waiting for it. JKS and Justillo both get bombed. No bomb plant happening in this round, which is great news for Vega. You don't want to give them that little boost, the $800 bonus for the entire team, even if they lose the round. So instead, Vega are going to be up 2-0, and Renegades still going to be an AKs.
Yeah, they're going to go for the early buy on the 3rd round because of that plant, not investing anything into that previous round. JR is going to have the AWP. That's a big advantage that Vega is going to be able to have, considering, Hutchie's still on, an SMG, so is Kashander, so a couple weapons there that they're, a little bit of a disadvantage, but in certain situations they can be so deadly, as we know. So the op on JR, gonna head towards the stairwell, peeking down towards ramp, and it's just a standard default. Renegade's gonna take some mid control here, and they don't have to worry about the op quite yet.
I mean, you said it was going to be a risk, and even then they've put the MP9 on Hutchie over at the B-bomb side alone. So that's quite a lot of responsibility on him. In fact, he's pushing up with it. Instead of just playing defensively, he wants to maybe take the fight over there. He's slowly starting to fall back. He could have run into Azur if they had just stayed a little bit longer.
But he's got some information. He knows that they're not aggressively towards that B-bomb side. He's cleared out a lot of space. So Vega's going to be comfortable with these 4 players over towards A and connector. But he's going to be very isolated if they can make their way up catwalk. There's got to be some damage dealt here from Vega as Justillo leads the way. Spots someone out, look in the long direction. That's Chopper. He goes down. There's the follow-up peek from Kashander. The UMP chiming in. Half has been great for this Renegades team. He's going to have to be the sole player splitting in this attack.
Oh no, Hutchie. Close with the MP9. This AK is going to chew him up really quickly. He needs some sort of backup and quick. In the corner, there's the first headshot. Great kill from him. He's still alive and buying time. And there's only 33 seconds here. They are going to get down, and Nifty will get the bomb plant here. Kashenda's coming in for the flank, though, and this 3-on-3 could still work out for Vega.
It's all about Kashanda, but he's running. Naf hears this as well, so he's called it out to his team. No surprise element for Vega Squadron.
No, that's definitely a big mistake. Just making a lot of noise. They do have kits, so they didn't need to be quite that quick. Flashbang can make the difference. One of them goes down, and they're starting to move a little bit closer. He wants the AK-47. There's the AWP coming in. Mia with the kill, and now it's just all on Asa in the back line. Behind the bench, he's going to get one kill, and he escapes, and this is just great work from him right now. He can't really take the fight because he's on 17 health. He just has to buy time. Here's the tap, but doesn't quite fall for it. Tries the shoulder peek, and he now knows there's no defuse happening. Mia will get the shot anyway, and he's out of time. Has to run away. Yeah, he's not even going to make it out of the bomb zone. So great round for Renegades.
Yeah, they're going to love that. Really, really good job trading that kill over towards platform. And a lot of that was Vega not really adjusting their defense. They had Hutchie all alone with the MP9 for so long. He just needed some support at some point in that round. And when, especially considering Vega, they have such a lean, all the defenders towards the A side of the map, on the other side of mid, on the other side of connector. It's such a long rotate to get over there. So Renegades plenty of time to get into good positions. 2-1 for Vega, though, and they're going to buy back up into this. JR still with an AWP. 2 M4s, a CZ on Kashanda, and a UMP as well. Near an underpass. He's going to see nothing so far. Now he decides to get aggressive. Pretty big emphasis towards the B bomb site for Renegades early on in this game, and that timing, that's so rough for Nav. He searched for this kind of a play, and it just doesn't happen. Mir's going to get the perfect timing. There's the flank, but oh, he botches it. He misses the initial shot. He misses everything, in fact. He's done damage, but that's not enough, and that's probably going to decide the round. They have the B bomb site, and that's a heartbreak. They're going to have to give this up and just save these weapons.
Man, how did they get out of this one? I mean, they are going to be quite far away, so I don't think Renegades are going to try and throw away too many weapons just hunting for them. You can do that a little bit later if you've got a big bank on the Renegade side, but right now, if they come out with a win and saving those AKs and even the M4, that's going to be good news. Especially
considering the save call from Vega came out so quick, so you know they're going to have plenty of time to get set up in the perfect position, watch all the angles, so no reason to risk too much if you're Renegades. Maybe send one person if NAF with the MAC-10, but not a huge deal either way, regardless. That was such a good timing that Mir hit, and just the fact that he misses those shots. It's almost as if it is tough, because you kind of turn that corner when you get up the stairs and everyone's looking away from you, and you feel like you have the perfect shot, and that angle just kind of tricks him out a little bit. But if he'd been more patient and just walked up behind him, that would have been so deadly.
But it's really worth, I think, pointing out, because in a best of one, you don't get many chances like that. I mean, you don't have that many rounds you can throw away like that. So if you do it, you know, once or twice, that could be it. Like, that could be the difference between you coming out ahead. And even more so, because now it's obviously going to massively affect the Vega Squadron economy. That's, I think, what's really going to be a pressure here.
Good start for the Renegades boys, though. After losing this round, some aggression. The AWP is going to have to sing true, and JR's getting burned out. He's down to half HP, getting spammed. No response, and it's a stack on Catwalk. There's the push. Renegades now knows that they've lost 2 players. Still in a pretty good position of power, though, as the offense.
Oh, but look at where JKS is. He's already on the A-bomb side, which means one thing, the AWP can't be recovered there in the connector, and now he just has to call on the reinforcements. They're rotating back around through the T-spawn. This is very good individual play from JKS, and it does catch them off guard as well. He's going to hit the headshot on Mia. I think that pretty much seals the round. That was just really good movement from his point of view. He locked in the one weapon that Vega needed to get back in the round. Yeah. And that's it.
That's tough for JR. Awkward timing, burned out by the Molotov. That was pretty much the only weapon they could have relied on in that. So it's going to be 3-2, and I believe we'll see another save round out of Vega as they try and build up some of the money before reinvesting. Although actually, they could do. This is the scary thing. They could go for a buy here, and they actually are. They're going to force up into it. Maybe not a force up. They're going to have a decent amount of rifles, but they're going to be missing the utility, the kits. But this is big implications now. If they can't get onto the track of winning here, they're going to be stuck in a really awkward situation.
If you make a buy like this, I would say probably you should be tempted as the CT side to try and be a bit more aggressive, you know? Because if you just wait around deep in the bomb sides, you're not going to have a kit to defuse if that happens, and you're going to run out of grenades pretty quick.
Yeah, you need to make some kind of a play aggressively while you have the utility to do it, right?
Yeah.
Because if you, like you say, you're just going to bleed smokes and flashbangs, and then if it comes into a late round execution, Renegades has all the advantages there.
Sort of thinking about it, I mean, Chopper is pretty close to the A ramp. He could be sneaking around the corner. Even that would be enough. In fact, he's flashed in by a teammate, so JR sort of flashes him in and he at least takes a peek. And down in the middle, again, it's Renegades trying to get that control, spraying against Kashanda, but yeah, they've so far been pretty successful, Renegades, at actually getting the mid control.
Looks like Vega's almost posturing for some kind of a delayed aggression towards mid. One catwalk, one window, and one in connector. And so far, there's the first player spotted. There's the peek from Mir off catwalk, and it works perfectly. They basically had a 3-player crossfire in mid, a triangle of death that works so well.
Well, they were all busy trying to barbecue Kashanda. That's why they were all looking that way, because they knew he was trapped in the corner. It was actually a great Molotov from Renegades. I think that works almost all of the time. Smoke disappears, and Azza gonna go for the fight anyway. Naf gets a kill on Kashanda. Can he win this fight? Hutchie's gonna take him down. That would have been the big turnaround there. Now, it's a 1-on-3 for Naf, and he just doesn't have the time or the bomb. This is not gonna work.
It's going to be so difficult. He's been playing so stellar for this squad since he joined the roster. Big reason why they've had some of these great results. But you're right. The longer he takes with some of these fights, he's spotted out one, he waits for the peek, he reads it perfectly, but can't win the fight. So Vega Squadron on a risky buy. They survive it. They get the win. It's 3-3 now.
I always feel like there's a sort of subtle debate on this map about whether or not on the CT side you want to take the fight head on for the mid control, or sort of lure them in a bit and then try and fight for it. Sort of what Vega did in that last round. Yeah. And I guess it's a stylistic difference, but it's always worth noticing what kind of defense we're talking about, especially in that middle area, I feel like.
Well, I mean, you could see in the early stages of this half, in the very early stages, and pissed around in the second and third round, they had a heavy lean towards one side of the map. They really got information towards B and tried to have a strong defense. And now a couple times they've noticed that Renegades in this default, if you're just going to give them free mid control, it's going to be tough to stop things. So that was kind of the purpose of that last one. You can see they've switched things up again. They're not going to have that emphasis in mid, so they've proved that they could stop it. And now they want to go to a more standard setup to kind of see how Renegades is going to react.
They're set up beautifully for an eventual A attack. I mean, that would be everything that Vega could really wish for in a round like this. Hutchie's been forced back quite a bit, so you have to wonder if they can keep this setup forever. You
have to wonder. They've got a lot of faith in Hutchie to have this kind of a setup. This is a couple times we've seen this, especially in gun rounds. Especially if you look at the angle he's guarding that B bomb site from on the mini-map. He's so far, there's not a whole lot of information he can get before that hit comes in. So they've got to be very careful on how they rotate, and Azza's going to be turned into a lurker here, as this is going to be a heavy play towards the A bomb site, exactly what Vega wants.
We'll see how this plays out. If he's going to flash his way in, this is going to be a critical round to win if you're on the Vega Squadron. You need to keep that economy up and going. Renegades just one round away from resetting them once again. Down to 30 seconds, and JR moving away from the AWP as the push is about to come in. Justillo making his way through the smoke, trying to check the corner. It's Chopper and JR instead. Justillo comes back in. Asa as well helping out, but they're just out of time, and he's alone. He's going to go down, and JR with a great defense there for the triple.
There it is. That defense, exactly what Vega wanted. That was really well done. A good read. 4 players stacking up towards the A bomb site, and Renegades just couldn't handle that amount of bodies to take out. The lurk doesn't do enough, and I think Azza actually, he got forced into a more aggressive play than he wanted to coming from mid as his teammates kind of started getting whittled down. Great job from JR. It's always risky to have an AWP in this position because you can see there's multiple different angles he's got to worry about. Probably basically four angles that he's got to have in mind. But it helps so much when you have those 3 riflers there to support all the different angles. He can feel much more comfortable.
They had that set up pretty much from the beginning of the round, so great job on them. I mean, maybe they've been watching a couple of demos, reading some tendencies. Again, trusting Hutchie to hold B alone. That all worked out very well for Vega, and I think that's quite a comforting sign if you're a fan of Vega Squadron here. You should think, oh, okay, that maybe they have done more research than most people maybe imagine.
Well, now, one of the things that Renegades can do moving forward when they get back towards the AK-47s, they're just hoping for a plan here, but it's not looking likely. One of the things they can do, instead of setting up in that default and being kind of passive across the map, if they find ways to be aggressive enough to kind of make presence known and to kind of probe the defense and get into some kind of a battle without committing too much, then you kind of force Vega to make a decision on where they want to rotate earlier on in the round, and they can't stack 4 players over towards the A bomb site. They have to make a decision. Like Hutchie, if he sees someone over at the B bomb site, they have to call someone back just to keep him honest. So Renegades, you know, moving forward, I think hopefully they make that adjustment of saying we're going to pressure this bomb site without committing.
Well, Molotov to force them out of the window. And Mia down on the low ground to pick up all those kills. Not a bad way to get the round done with. And as you said, no bomb plant happening for Renegades in this round. Actually, something that I really enjoy about the way that, especially in middle, Vega are not giving Renegades a lot of fights. If I was on Renegades with JKS and Nifty, I would happily have a fight with anyone on Vega. I would say, let's go. You know, like that would be the best way to open a round, just a straight up AK fight. And they're not really getting many of those. It's kind of hard for them to find that one pick off.
Again, I think it's a lot of it is that aggressiveness. They're not going for a lot of it, are they? It's not that they're not they can't find it. It's that they're not even really attempting it. So we'll see if that changes.
Maybe JKS could over at the wrap against JR while that mid is again being won. Kashenda goes down to Asa. That's the way they want to get started. Spot that out. Naf does get dropped, but Mia survives only on 12 health. That's just not very much. And now JR has to go big. He gets a shot on one. He's trying to get hunted down. Asa gets the kill on Mia, but somehow they've reset into a 3-on-3. It looks like JR was about to get run down, but now he's in a lot of trouble. He's hiding and trying to see if he can actually will get into apartments. That's miraculous almost.
That's a beautiful play from Ustilo, though. Asa got the pick off in window, and Ustilo knows that someone's got to rotate to cover that up. And JR here's the peek, but they've spotted him out already. Just pre-firing the corner, just keeping bullets there. Now fire. That means Hutchie's got a free shot, but he's traded off immediately. It's JR. They know exactly where he is. Half HP. He's going to go for this. It looks like he's going to line up, and of course he is, being highly aggressive.
Very tricky to try and get this one done, and Renegades are doing the perfect thing right now. They're not showing themselves. They want to lure him all the way out on that balcony before they try and fight him. Just a shot to bait one out. He realizes one guy is swimming in the stairwell. Very hard for him to realize that JKS is still down there, and he's going to get dropped. Renegades win the round, and in a great style there. I have to say, when Hudgy gets that kill and makes it a 2-on-2, if he had fallen back into the CT spawn and not tried to take the second fight, that could have been a bit of an interesting scenario.
Yeah, you never know if you can actually get away with that, though. So I mean, fair play to him. It was a good stop of the plan at the very least, or a good job, you know, getting some attention away from his teammate. I think he tried to be over-aggressive to compensate and allow JR some space to work with. It unfortunately doesn't pan out, but that's a cool round from Renegades. Obviously picking up the aggression, a three-man core essentially. Nifty, Naf, and Ustilo, and there's the jump out. Nifty looking for that fight, but he's not going to find the kill.
I didn't realize JR went to jump down. I think they must have spotted him. He's on borrowed time here. Now he's in a lot of trouble. Grenades surely are going to be the next thing coming in. He's putting out one Molotov. Oh, there's 2 for 1 instead. As Nifty and Naf go down, and Mir with the backup. What a miracle happening there. JR probably should not have been alive right now. And JKS and Asa are now going to be a 2 versus 5. Explain that for me, Moses.
That's obviously very, very well versed from JR, that kind of a play. Nicely done from Chomper, but jumping down, obviously spotted out. He had some help from teammates, but the Molotov he throws over into that corner, it's not going to flush anyone out, but what it does is it prevents them from peeking from that side of the boxes to punish him, so he's able to watch the left side perfectly at top mid. That Molotov, no one from Renegades, and they line up for him. You can see they both had to go to the other side. That's beautiful.
And Ustilo actually wanted to help his teammates out, but as he walked out from behind that right side pillar, he got flashed as well. So everything was really well coordinated. Good flashbang that flashes Ustilo, but doesn't flash JR down there. This
is a very cool Vega squadron we're seeing. A definite improvement from, you know, the last major qualifier where we saw him at. Some obviously tactical plans have been worked on both individually on a team scale. And so far it's yielding them good results. They're up 6-4.
Oh no.
That's not ideal.
Teammates. Not all right. But it was a round where they just had pistols, eco round as it were. Mir and JR, they're really leading the board right now, which I think that's what you want to see.
Yeah, 14 and 12 kills, that's great. I think the worrying sign is if you're a Renegades fan, Nifty and Naf, 2 of the most high-powered players that we've seen towards the end of last year, both having really, really slow starts. We made a lot of talk, the desk made a lot of talk about Nifty being potentially one of the better operators in North America. He's been quiet, also the end-game leader, still very young. Naf has been stellar for this team since he came in, but today, in this first game, both of them having slow starts.
Double AWP now in the hands of Vega Squadron. We'll see how this all plays out here. Starting in round number 12, we do have a timeout. I mean, we are talking about Vega playing well, but I'm not really super panicked for Renegades yet. I still think if they can get the AWP up on the CT side, they can probably grind this game back, even if they're really far behind.
What you're doing if you're Cassandra right now is you're saying, you know, we have there's 4 rounds to go, essentially. We want to get 2 of them, right? You want to get at least half these remaining rounds, get up towards 6, especially considering, by the way, they lost the pistol. They lost the first, so I mean, if you get up to 6 and you win that second half pistol, you're going to put yourself in a very, very nice spot. So still very, very attainable, this victory for Renegades, and obviously a long way to go for Nifty and Naf to get into the game. And look at the aggression from Vega Squadron. Shander and Hachi both here. Mir pushing again in underpass. They've had some freedom in underpass, actually, from the defensive side.
Yeah, they have. That's a good headshot. There is no armor right now on Renegades either, so even if they've bought some pistols, I think this is still around to more or less be discounted. You still are going down to Hachi. He's picking up that other AWP, and since he's playing alone on B, that's quite a big comfort, isn't it? Just playing with that AWP. He's not now, but in the previous rounds.
Yeah, it'll be a very nice tool to have. Even blind. Oh my god, the second one as well. Completely blind and pulls out the USP. A little bit of luck on his side, but he makes it look good.
That's all you need every once in a while. It's better to be lucky than be good, Moses.
It really is.
8-4, and moving into the 13th round. That's the principle I've built my, casting career on, Moses. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
3 kills for Naf, you were pointing it out, and 2 for Nifty. I mean, we don't want to sort of stomp on them too much, but that's got to change.
Yeah, it definitely does. And I mean, especially if they want to get up towards that 6 rounds in this half. So we'll see what happens here. Definitely, if you switch over to the CT side and you have a couple players having bad games, it's going to be much, much more difficult. They've picked up the pace and the aggression once again. This yielded them around just not too long ago. And this time, it's only Kashander in mid. Again, they're doing that heavy lean towards the A bomb site, that 4-1 essentially, and that's a critical fight for Kashander to win. But look at the wraparound window. They've already boosted up. Oh, this is going to be so sick. I think that's Azza that's in CT spawn already.
He is going to have to be a big hammer on this A bomb side, otherwise it's not going to work out. They do have a 4-man stack here, Vega, so he has to get 1 kill and stay alive, or 2 and go down. One of those 2 options. And then maybe they could do it. There's JR already in drop, but long range against Chopper. He's going to be down. And in the middle, you still are winning a big fight. A lot of trouble here at the A-bomb site now. Mir getting one with the AK-47 and Nifty. Can't quite get the shot through the box, and hiding back there is Mir. Finally, he goes down. Chopper still alive, leaving Nifty in a 1 versus 2, and the fire blocking him off. Nifty gets the kill, and now it's Haji coming in from the middle. He's got that CSET 75 in hand, and Nifty's on just 6 health. No grenade though on Haji. This is maybe the whole first half on the line here.
Nifty's not sure how he wants to play this. You almost want to use all the time you have and force Hachi to make the peak. It's all down to timing. This is where that luck really does come into play.
A little bit of noise jumping down. Oh! A headshot! Oh my god! Nifty picking up a triple and winning the round. That's unbelievably fast. Just as we were setting him up for it, Moses, that is what we've been waiting for.
That is absolutely what we've been waiting for. This is so quick, so fast. Just spots the barely Hachi peeking over those stairs. That is so dirty, and that's what's got people very excited about this guy as an AWPer. And a round like that, a huge clutch at a critical moment, it'll help you forget about the fact that you're sitting at less than 33 ADR with only 5 kills. I think he got 3 kills in that round, plus the clutch with 6 HP. So that's huge impact for a player who's struggling. And that's the important thing, is finding ways to have impact for your team. And he's put them in a position to have a very nice half.
Just a beautiful shot. And you could argue it both ways. Maybe Haji should have waited for the sound of the bomb being clicked, but if he plants on the other side of the boxes, then the pressure is on you. So what do you do, right? And he was just a little bit too early. It's
also, there was time as well when that one-on-one started, with like over 40 seconds left for Nifty to have just bailed out and ran towards the B bomb site. So Hachi as well is feeling pressure of not having control of the clutch, right? You don't know where your opponent is, you don't know where the bomb is, and he's just trying to find information. That's what makes that speed of that shot from Nifty so important and so impressive, is that he punishes just an information play from Hachi.
And look at the change in the defense here, a little bit for Vega at least. Putting me early over at the B bomb site. Maybe anticipating something. Nifty not hitting the shot, half blind there. Definitely possible. Now Hachi's in position. This could get very scary. He's trapped in that corner of the smoke. Gonna try and flush him out, but the blind shot through the smoke and the Molotov, and top mid, Kashander kind of throws it a little bit away then.
Obviously not realizing as well there's going to be that pick. That's not a designed play, so unfortunate maybe makes a different decision if he had time to consider they had the man advantage. But regardless, this is what Vega's been doing for a lot of this half, is having some measured aggression, whether it's underpass. They've gone up mid a couple times, trying to find information, trying to keep map control.
I mean, look at Chopper with his back turned. If they flash their way in, he's going to be able to turn around, but no flashes have happened, and he's a dead man. Just completely sold by that silent walk into top mid. JR, though, bringing it back with JKS and Yustil are both going down. And Naf and Azza running low on time. What are they going to do here?
Well, Azza would love to find a different gun. First and foremost, love to upgrade that bad boy. Either way, he's got one above him, and he spots it out just too late. He does check for it, but Mir's got the jump on him, making up for... Oh, what a nice shot after that as well. He's having a great game, 18 and 5. Him and Chopper are going to be maybe having some words about that setup that they were running in mid. A little bit of a missed timing for Mir as he's shoulder peeking off catwalk, gets Chopper killed for free, essentially. But all is forgotten if you win the round, and that one's tough. Renegades can't string them together, therefore it's going to be a really, really tough buy. They're on the struggle bus.
Hey, you gotta trust in your teammates, right, Moses? This time it was a little bit painful for Chopper, but you're right. As long as they win the round, that's all that matters. The 15th round, last of the half coming up here, and for Renegades, it's not really the ideal equipment that they're fighting with right now. Scout, a couple of Deagles, a couple of C-set 75s, and limited grenades. So how do they bring this back? I mean, 5 rounds is not the end of the world.
No, it's not. Yeah, especially if you consider the lost pistol round as well. That was only 2 rounds. They did win that early third one, but you've seen it's a pretty reasonable scoreline to come back from. Mid-control again. I think they want to just line up. I mean, Nifty's got the scout. I think they want to split this A bomb site from connector and over towards A with 4 players and kind of have Nifty there to get a tag and maybe get lucky with a nice scout headshot and pick someone off. Kashander, that's worrying. The pop flash is perfect. He's going to go down. That's nice from Renegades. They have the opening they need, but Mir is fast closing it.
Chopper doing a lot of damage. Mir with another headshot taking down Yustil, and it's all crumbling here in this round for Renegades. They are suddenly turning it around. Naf hitting 2 Deagle kills in a matter of seconds. And Nifty with the one of them as well. Hudgy trying to fight it back, making it a 1 versus 1. Naf is on the site, but the bomb is miles away. So how is he going to play this? Getting with a shot, but Hudgy gets him right through the box. Surviving on 3 health for a 10-5 scoreline at the end of the half. Vega Squadron, I think, are going to be happy about that. We had some just ridiculous 1v1s just in the first 15 rounds. That
1v1 by Naf, considering the bomb has dropped, was played so well from him, and just what a great response from Hudgy. But this is good. I mean, it's not the best half that Renegades would have liked, but I think the fact that towards the end you saw Naf and Nifty kind of starting to warm up into this game has got to have you feeling a little bit better as a Renegades fan.
And as you were pointing out, if they win the pistol round, then all is forgiven, and they could probably bring it back. I think it can be a little bit tricky if you're Nifty playing AWP on the T side of this map, because it's hard to force a lot of the fights. Yes, on CT side, I think he's going to be having a better time.
Right, and I think a lot of it too is a lot of their success on the T side was, you know, based off some aggressive AK plays. And in that sense, by the time he was even able to get the op out, you know, you also had Vega Squadron that was employing a double op setup, and they also had plenty of utility to be able to counter him out. So yeah, he had a tough start. I think he might be looking back on this one and hoping he exerted a little bit more influence to start things out. But such is the way the first half went, and all things considered for Vega, I think we're all going to be pleasantly surprised with the level they've brought.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think just the fact that Mir is playing so well at the moment, 20 kills in 1 half, that's definitely impressive. And JR right behind him with that AWP. So, yeah, I mean, even Hudgy, who was playing the B-bomb side a lot, who didn't get that much action, you know, he sort of had to walk in at the end of
as the B defenders of Mirage always do.
Yeah, that is their fate, right? So even he's doing a good job.
I think it was really cool just seeing Vega Squadron obviously willing to take some risks in their defensive setups. A lot of those rounds of just trusting Hutchie to be alone and having 4 players on the A side of connector at all times. And you know, some of that 3-man stack they had, that triangle of doom. To prevent any kind of mid-control, mid-attack from Renegades. That was very nice as well. So all in all, a good half from a team that we've seen the past few major qualifiers steadily improving. We're going to get live into the second half, though. We've mentioned it a number of times. We'll do it once more here. This is a critical pistol round for Renegades. Down 10-5, or down 5-10, and you lose both pistols in this game. And it's not going to be, you know, your chances of winning just continue to plummet. Azza with the peak is going to get information. That's a very, very high fast speed from Vega Squadron here.
Yeah, They open up with a kill as well. Mia taking down Asa with a headshot, and now they're running through, hiding inside the smoke. Naf trying to get out. JR gonna get the kill on JKS, and this is not looking good for Renegades, but a great execute kill there on Kashenda, stopping the bomb from going down. Naf on 3 health, and now locked in as well. They're gonna put the bomb down safely behind the box now, and once again, Naf is going to be in a very tough position. They have to give him this 1 versus 3. If they fight him, it's possible, but if they hide, I don't think he can do this.
They'd have to drop their guns for him to win this pistol round. 3 HP, bomb planted with no kit, no chance. Naf gets taken down, and that is a pretty big dagger for Vega Squadron early on in the second half.
So much of that game, from Renegade's point of view, was happening inside of the smoke. You know, just confusion, not really sure what's happening. And I think the real problem is when you're playing on the CT side on a pistol like that, you want to use the range, like preferably you want to use the USP at long range.
Yeah.
And Vega was so quick that suddenly the Glock is right on them and just running them down.
So it's a really nice job of using the advantage of that weapon. You know, and all that Renegades had to really defend against that initially was Aza on Catwalk getting the information, but you still don't know how fast it's actually going to be. So that smoke at top connector and just, you know, one pop flash through it is so deadly. Renegades have invested, not Nifty, he's only got the USP. There's a good opening kill from Usil and a follow-up. Gives him a chance into this one. The B bomb site's gonna be not what is lost. Kashander's gonna push up towards Catwalk. Bomb slowly making its way. There's 1 kill and not the second one. Good adjustment by Aza.
Just a little bit sloppy there. It's a 2 versus 4. Obviously the big thing now is they do not have a defuse kit, and they have no grenades as well. So Renegades, even if they have a 2-man advantage, this can spiral out of control. JR is up here, and he can quickly get into a position where he can spot the bomb. Chopper waiting down here, and Renegades, they need to move very quickly unless they're going to be just looking for exit kills, but they should go for the retake, and now they're finally on it. Chopper has to stay alive. That spying time is all that matters right now. He's going to go for it, almost lining up. A team kill coming in, but Asa still picking it up. And now they're going to be on the defuse. This is, I mean, they did not have very many seconds left. Could see Nafis on it, and it's so incredibly scary. It takes on over, but Renegades are going to pick up the round. That is, when you hear that sound, you know it's just got a little bit too close.
That's, that'll make you clench up a little bit there towards the end, won't it?
Yes.
Jesus, they really played that really well. That Catwalk portion of the retake from Renegades had to be aggressive because Nifty was the one rotating through market. He had no armor and just a USP, and he can't really do anything. If he dies there, obviously the opposition on Vega doesn't know that he only has like no armor and a USP, so once he's spotted, he goes back to help his teammate. But obviously everyone on Renegades thanking Ustillo for those opening 2 kills on Catwalk.
Yeah, that's so big. And I think they even picked up a smoke in transition that they, you know, sort of could have used for the defuse, so that's pretty big as well. UMP close range. They do have armor on 3 players on Vega's side, so we'll see how this goes. Hutchie in first, gonna take a bullet to the face, but Chopper will bring it back, and he goes down to Naf. So really good trading, just fundamental Counter-Strike coming into play here for the Renegade side. We love to see it.
Even Nifty realizing likely someone gonna be coming from Palace, spamming through the smoke, seeing if he gets lucky. Doesn't happen, but here's Kashandra as the next point of danger. Nifty's brought down to 2 HP. I think he's going to get dropped here with a pre-fire around the corner from Kashandra, but he cannot recover the weapon. Oh, that's dangerous. Well, he's almost giving it up right there as Naf, and he wants this fight.
Be very careful. JR and Mia, the 2 heavy hitters right now on Vega, are still alive, rotating in, putting a bit of pressure there. JR trying to fall back. He did pick up the AK-47, and now spray comes through. Mia can't quite find it. He's going to go down. JR's there, and the spray continues, but Ustillo, perfect timing there, even saving the AK-47 into the next round. And Renegades will make it 11-7 here.
I'll tell you what, I'll be surprised if Kassan isn't just face-palming and biting his nails throughout that round. That was very sloppy from Renegades. They've got to shore that up. Even though they get away with the win, they lost a lot. I need to be much more careful about those fights. 7-11 as they come back into it. This should be a tad bit easier against just the Glocks.
I feel like we're not all the way there, Moses, because they still don't have that AWP, and when they take that many losses in that previous round, it's gonna take more time basically before they can get it.
Yeah, and obviously you want some kind of a build-up just to be able to recover from some mistakes when they do happen, but can't do that. Bomb is going to get planted. That's a huge win. JKS didn't spot it out as he swung.
1 flashbang from Renegades. We always talk about that. We love that. It's a famous talking point.
Yeah, just one flashbang can do magical things, Anders.
Yeah, $200 investment. $800 bonus. Bitcoin Henry would tell you that's a good investment.
That's a really good investment.
Flashbang coin has gone way up in price.
It's gone huge.
11 to 8.
I hate that. I hate that.
But it's too
I hate
late.
that we've dived down this hole.
It's way too late, Moses.
While we're on the subject of flashbangs, shout out to HLTV. Those flashbang statistics they put together
That
are
is
a
nice.
beautiful thing, aren't they?
Yeah, I'm really enjoying that. I think that's a really good effort. Now we do have an AWP, but from Renegade's point of view, it's in the wrong hands here. They did win the round, and they're only 3 rounds behind. I think if they can survive this one, I think it probably swings in their favor.
This is where the damage from the other round comes through, where they had like a 3-on-2 and it went down to a 1-on-1 against just Deagle and an AK. This is where, you know, missing some of the stuff. Starting to run low on nades. 1.5 minutes left. There's 2 smokes deployed by the CTs. They want to get aggressive. Look at Naf's position, but he gets outplayed by Mur, who reads this perfectly. 2 kills in mid control by himself, even pre-firing for the 3rd and almost getting it. That is so great from Mir.
Yeah, absolutely perfect read. Not easy to do. He will go down, but they've isolated JKS on the bomb side, and Nifty's now going to be alone against 3. Bomb will go down very quickly as well. He has to find an almost instantaneous kill here to make this 1 versus 3 possible. Otherwise, I say just leave it, save the M4. They need the money. Vega Squadron with such a great opening.
I mean, that's gorgeous how that just worked out. Even, I mean, you like the play from Renegades. You like that they're being proactive on the map, but it was just red. It was countered wonderfully.
So those 2 smokes from Renegade, one of them comes down from the connector, and the other one comes down from Catwalk. Do you think, it seems to me like that was enough information for Mia to say, okay, if they're going to be pushing, then it's going to be a double push. Like, it was almost like the smoke sort of signaled enough to him that once they got the first kill, the guy coming out of the connector, he just knew.
Yeah, I think obviously if both of those smokes are thrown in coordination in that way, you do kind of, it's almost like the Spidey sense, right? If you're thinking something's happening here. And also, this is a pretty common play when that connector smoke goes down from the CT side, is to kind of go for a peek towards underpass because it blocks you otherwise. And he just is a very diligent and just goes and checks it, finds himself a kill, knows the appropriate response from the defense after that, and even predicts the 3-man stack and almost sprays Ustilo down through the smoke. So great reads coming out.
It's very impressive. Nifty's picked up the AWP. He saved the M4. We'll see if that's going to make a big difference here. But a progression coming out from Renegades. In fact, peeking back into it, JR could have maybe got that kill on Nifty. Got to be very careful here. I really need this AWP on Nifty to stay alive for a lot of rounds.
I said Nifty could have had the kill on JR as well. He had the angle. Missed shot. 3 players at top mid. JR with the AWP going to come meet up. Utility going to be used to protect him in mid. This is now all 5 players from Vega to take over mid control. 1:15 left. Coordinated utility making this look good. They've got control of connector, and they're going to use it to go up catwalk. Ozza gets the opening kill. Great trade, and the follow-up. Ustilo, he seemed in great position. Now they've got one more. Naf is here, and he's got 1 kill, and he's done damage to the other, which is cleaned up by Chopper, and he still keeps going. Naf holds the B bomb site, and it's all down to Kashander lurking in connector.
Oh, he was so confident in that spray. You could tell he knew that they were going to cross that diagonal line, and they did, taking an enormous amount of damage. Kashander, 40 seconds here. Might have spotted out Nav, but now he's in trouble. Nifty in the back line, and he gets the kill. Very well done, Navfly. Absolutely heroic defense there on that B-bomb side, because everything else was looking great for Vega.
Yeah.
That was a dirty, strafing headshot that they got. Hutchie got, I think.
Yeah, Ustilo.
Yeah,
just rotating in. He's like, oh, I'm going to get 1 kill here. It's a nice angle for me.
It's not bad at all. So, they win the round. They save the AWP. They save another rifle as well. Things are starting to look up right now for Renegades.
Yeah, they really are. They definitely need to build up here. Don't take too many losses. AK is out on Hutchie. I think this is going to have to be even more aggressive than we've kind of seen out of Renegades. I don't think they can do that kind of mid-control with some of the utility. And here's Hutchie just going for a contact. 1 flash, he's already up. Naf is here. He's over at triple. Misses the initial shot, though. He's going to fall eventually, and they get 2 kills out of it. Not ready for the speed, the pace out of Vega Squadron. Destroys Renegades. Great pop flash. They're going to try and take control of CT. Not happening at the moment as Ustilo holds them all.
This is one of the reasons why a lot of really top-level teams don't like playing Vega, because it is really hard to plan for something like that. They sort of had kind of a setup for it, but you can just tell, you know, once it all rolls, you see Naf behind that box, and there are Molotovs raining in besides him. He doesn't know where to stand. and he certainly can't help his teammate out. So yeah, the bomb site falls in a matter of seconds.
It's how susceptible that position at triple boxes really can be. That just kind of shows against that speed. If you're not getting that first kill as that player from triple, you're going to be in a lot of trouble, especially as they split that bomb site, because you can't peek from either side of the boxes, and it's spammable. So Naf gets exposed there.
My favorite thing about that triple box actually now is the cool Molotov boost that have come in. Where people sort of Molotov it from all the way on the sort of T side of the wall, so they don't even have to sort of expose themselves.
Yeah,
I think that's a really great and creative way to attack that bomb site. Hope we get to see that one day, today maybe.
I'm sure we will. I'm sure we will.
It's been popular, right?
Listen, what looked so good for Renegades last round, when it started to look good, it's now been lost. They still have the op, as Nifty saved that. They have 2 M4s, but you still own JKS. A little bit lighter with CZ and UMP, and again, it's going to be contact towards the same bomb site. This time, JKS not blinded by that flash. The smoke is holding back Vega, but they are getting their star in a position. A great shot in mid from Mir. JKS has so much work to do. There's a good shot from Nifty, but he needed more, and JKS gets nothing done.
It's very rough. Just not in a position to really make it work. Asa out in the open, tries for the follow-up spray, but Ustilo, he would have been a good flank if his team had still been alive.
We're at the point in this game where Mir's just feeling it so much that he's just solo taking mid.
Yeah, why not?
And winning duels.
26 kills on him, so obviously feeling it. Haji's going to get the triple in the round. That will be 14 rounds for Vega Squadron. I have to say, I realize Nifty's not had the most sort of flaring game here, but when they had this little equipment, I would want him to play the style of AWP that I would expect from someone like Fallen. Like when you're that far behind, almost just go aggressive on A ramp or something. Just you know, show them that you're going to win this game.
Show them who daddy is.
Yeah,
essentially
exactly.
is what you're looking for.
That's what I want to say.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, the timid style of AWPing just doesn't really appeal to me.
I think it's tough though, especially AWPers are like we've always talked about AWPers, and I think even they'll admit it. Especially younger AWPers, it's very confidence-based weapon, and if you're having a bad game, your head isn't thinking go down A ramp and take over the game, right? Your head is thinking, oh my, I've been missing some of these sitters. I've missed a couple shots I normally feel like I hit. Play passive and just don't lose yourself.
Just disable the thinking part of your brain and play Counter-Strike.
Disable the brain. More balls, less brain.
Yeah, do it the config style. It's the 24th round, and there really is just not a lot of equipment there on Renegades at the moment. Grenade rains in on Nifty, and they don't have anything at all. That one flashbang on Azza is going to have to be beautiful here in the middle, and there's only one target they can get, Chopper, and they're running him down. A bit of backup coming in for him. Here to clean it up, adding to the stats, why not? Should be a clean round from here on out for on the Renegades. I don't know why Kishanda wanted to fight that, but he did.
Because it's a save. You can get a couple extra tallies in the kill marker. He gets punished for it. The question is, in this 2-on-2, did Renegades want to go for it? And obviously, the answer is no.
No, but listen, if you've been watching a lot of Counter-Strike, if you give the other team 2 AKs like this that they otherwise wouldn't have had, that can really come back to bite you.
Especially looking at the money that we have up on the screen there, because Usilo and Naf, those guys were going to need some kind of weaponry in the next round. They were going to be really hindered. That's not only is it the weapons, but it's the nades as well, right? It's like, because you could get like a FAMAS and armor probably, but you wouldn't be able to have smokes and flashes. But now with an AK-47 that's dropped over to you, you can get the kit, you can get the Molotov perhaps.
We'll see if it's going to come back to bite Vega, or if they're going to be able to make it through and just get that one more round. They're at 15-9 map point currently, and definitely an incredible showing for them. Mir with 28 kills. That is shocking.
He's been so stellar. It's been incredible, and he's been the big talk about this team for some time. But I think even with that incredible performance, obviously is making them look so good. It's also, I think, the team together, it's obviously been putting work in since the last time we saw them. So that's very cool to see as well. Another team kind of starting to move up, climb the ranks, where they started as just like, the team that upset NIP, and now they're starting to look like they have some things in the repertoire that can make them a force.
It's definitely exciting. I'm always happy when I see more teams come out of the CIS region, because they do have an enormous Counter-Strike player base. So you want to see more of that player base get converted into something that can actually compete internationally. And I think they're getting there. So that's really good news, I think. Haji putting a little little bit of pressure here at the B bomb side, but it looks like they want to play this round very slowly.
Well, they know all the pressure's on Renegades. 15-9, Renegades has to win 6 straight to go into overtime. And Vega's just going to play this very cautious and sweat Renegades out. And this looks like this would be a very bold move for Vega if they pull this off. If this looks like they could line it up to be a fake with a bomb over towards the A bomb site in Palace, unseen, no noise being made by Mir and Chopper. Hutchie, Kashander over in B halls. They could just tell Hutchie to go make a play. See what he can find. Kashander's going to go towards underpass, so yeah, this is a fake. Hutchie, get 1 kill, do something, make your presence known. He's got to be more aggressive. They haven't forced any rotates yet. It's all about the 1 kill, and the Shadow's been spotted by Justillo. He's going to swing out, so the fake is gone. No one rotates from the A bomb site.
Look at Justillo. He actually knew that. He read that very well. Kashander goes down next to Asa, and the whole game is pretty much up at this point. JR going to be dropped. Asa picking up a good 2nd kill. It's all fallen apart in this round. You could see from the way that Justillo was moving that he knew that that was the one player that was in that bomb site. He just wasn't worried about anyone else showing up. So.
Yeah, well, because here's the thing. If you're going to throw those, the tough part about that kind of a fake with, if you're Vega Squadron, is there's no reason to just send one person out alone because you're using the smokes that make it look like it's going to be a full-blown execute. And if there's no footsteps to follow that up, the defensive player is going to read that, or at least get the sense of what's coming. And also, your entire thing is you have a trap set up for rotations. You have 1 player in mid waiting for someone to rotate across connector to pick him off. So you need to get that 1 kill, even if it costs you, a player in the exchange.
Right inside the smoke, Nifty's waiting for it, and he's going to win the fight. JR goes down, and Vega are running out of money, so if they can't make this round work, then the next one, they're going to have nothing at all. So they kind of need to close this game out. We've actually seen that be a problem for a lot of sort of up-and-coming teams. Closing out the game is always an issue.
Well, they've bled 2 players away, and that's a good find from Kashander. Naf right behind the smoke. This is dangerous, though, because you've now put an op in the hands of Kashander, who's in the middle of the map. That could really, really stop some rotates. Mir and Chop are going to go back towards the B bomb site, and Justillo, how far does he want to push up? That's huge. Big, big kill, and smart decision. Fall away, use the Molotov to cover, make him fight in the flames if he wants, and set up a trap, a clothesline. There's Asa to finish things off.
Good attempt at a jump peek there from Kashander, but it will be closed out. 15-11. Suddenly they're back now. They actually had triple orbs in the beginning of this round. I'm glad they've thrown 1 of them away. I think that's a bit excessive, but 2 can definitely do if you do want to. Now the Vega are out of money. Who knows what's going to happen? Yeah,
this is getting interesting now, Anders. We're getting into the thick of it. Vega saving here. This could get Renegades up towards 12 as long as there's no critical mistakes. Depending on how frequently or how many times Vega wants to save, could be interesting as well. They'd obviously love a plan here, and they have not invested in the flashbang that we saw last time.
It's a shame. It's going to cost them, obviously.
Yeah.
Can't do without that. I wonder if they're going to try and throw another fast round in once they have the equipment for it. That could be the way to go. I mean, that A rush worked very well.
Yes, it did. And especially, I think, if they're going to note that there's double op setup here as well, I think that might not be the worst plan in the world, because you get into the bomb site very fast-paced. Granted, you have some of those initial successes. You make sure the ops can't, just sit far back. You get in their face. There's a nice, I think that was a run boost over. And actually, they're putting a lot of pressure on Nifty. That's a great no-scope. Like, just preventing himself from dying is a victory in and of itself.
Definitely is. And you're right. There was the run boost to try and get past the gap.
It's pretty cool.
I like that. I actually always think run boosts are entertaining.
Even when they fail, they're actually amazing.
Maybe even more so when they fail. Kashander buying a little bit of time for us here. Eventually going to get hunted down. Not quite making that one work. I think that's the change to the P250, isn't it? I think they changed the headshot range on that a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Listen, if Renegades is able to pull us back in overtime and steal this win away from Vega, that's going to be incredible, just considering if you look at the scoreline, only 1 positive player on the Renegade side of things, especially if you go down and say Naf and Nifty as their 2 stars having bad games for pretty much the entire first half. They've certainly picked it up since then. But that'd be the sign of a team that you start to believe can make it out of groups, when you can have a couple players with bad games and still win the game somehow.
Yeah, and like we said, it's the morning game. You've traveled in there are a lot of teams that just, I think, are slow out the gate. I think Renegades could maybe be one of them. So we'll see here. 28th round is coming up. They are not quite done yet, and there's a lot of utility this time on Vega Squadron. We'll see if they can make it work. They are starting to gravitate early on towards the B bomb site. Can they make this one work? They have everything they need for it. So just one big opening.
Who's going to shut down Mir in mid if he gets aggressive? That's the question. No one's really been able to stop him, even when they've had multiple players there. So you have Nifty with the AWP. That'll be a fun battle to watch. The rest of Vega lining up for a hit towards the B bomb site. It's just Ustillo here. Nifty just gets back in time. Can he get in a position appropriately? There's the jump. They've spotted it out. They don't have any nades to slow this down, though. This hit's going to be aggressive. There's Nifty. The Molotov funneling into his crosshair, now watching for the wrap. Nothing coming, and he slowly creeps around the angle. That's a nice flick upwards. And it's just Mir. He's been able to do nothing. Great shutdown from Renegades.
Trusting Ustillo as much as Nifty did there that's beautiful. That's what you want to see out of a team. Imagine how scary that is. You're scoped up at that corner, and Ustillo is holding bench, but if he lets someone through, and you can see he doesn't, the fact that he's actually holding that means Nifty can just stay focused. That's very, very impressive. And I mean, a lot of players in that situation would have unscoped and sort of looked the other way to try and worry about that. Just absolute trust between those two players. That's
great, and that's a lot of things. Those are the kind of plays that don't show up on the scoreboard, so it is good to point that out because Ustillo plays a huge role in allowing Nifty that time. 15-13, and finally towards the end of this game, it's impressive because Renegades, they had some money issues throughout this half, and now towards the end, they've got none of that. It's a timeout for Vega is taken as they talk things over, just wanting to get this done with. I think Kashander might have bought up a little too soon. He's got the Sol Galil, and it's just pistols and utility around that. Maybe some frustration.
Could be.
The good old snap purchase.
Leaking through the cracks here towards the end. I mean, you really don't want to get into overtime when you had such a big lead, but they might not have a choice any longer. We'll see if they can make these pistols work. At least get a bomb plant. Anything right now would definitely help them out. He's down to $50, Kashander, so I have to assume that's an incorrect buy from his point of view. Smoke coming down, Ustillo, trying to force the issue over here. The smoke is going to fade in front of him. Kashander is holding right next to him. Maybe this Galil can actually play off. If he gets the good peek in here, Ustillo's going to have a hard time winning that fight, I think.
This is so bold from Ustillo to be in this position. Good kill from Azab. There's the fight, and Ustillo does win it. 9 HP he's left with. Now you have NAF and JKS for this bomb site. Azab rotating back as well. It should be an easy cleanup. So it is going to come down to that 30th round.
It's what we love, isn't it?
In the words of Henry G, this is why we love Counter-Strike.
Yeah, he's not wrong about that. I feel like, Vega, they've had every opportunity to close this one out, but slowly and steadily. And Renegades, once they picked up that AWP on Nifty, especially when they got the double up on NAF 2, it really changed the defense a lot. Now they're just one round away from getting us into overtime, and we'll see what happens there. 23 kills on Azza. I feel like we've been talking a lot about all the rest of them, but he's just been quietly, but, you know...
It's very fitting for his personality.
It is, isn't it? It's not bad at all. You have to love that part of it. Well, default setup more or less here for Vega.
Yeah, Molotov going to make Mir uncomfortable. Nifty trying to punish him, trying to find a gap underneath that smoke. It's not going to happen. There's JR with a big pick. NAF gets caught on the stairwell, and this defense is going to be so pressured at the A bomb site. All 5 players of Vega are here, and it's just Nifty and JKS.
Nifty's probably going to get smoked off. JKS with a big kill there. He goes down right afterwards, and now Nifty, if he overextends here, the round is probably going to be over, so he has to keep his cool right now. Not a bad position, this one, and he's going to take down Hutchie. The reward is in, and he wants a little bit more. 3-on-3 in Vega Squadron. They just need this round. They're going to pick up their first win here at the major. Aza has a... Just trying to see if he can make this one work. Spray comes to the smoke. He guesses where Kashander is. Even if the bomb is down, they have the man lead, and this could be the big play to get it into overtime. JR ready and waiting, taking down Ustillo, but now the grenades are raining in left and right, and he's going to get one more kill, taking down Nifty, trying for the no-scope, not working out. 1-on-1, and Mir snuck all the way into the middle. Azza, how is he going to be able to guess this? He does have the defuse kit, and he's on it, but there's the shot coming in. Mir gets the headshot, and he closes out the game 16-14. Vega Squadron taking down Renegades, and Mir unbelievably ending at 29 kills.
One last dagger from Mir. How fitting is it after the game that he's had that he's the one to make the play? Molotov'd off from A ramp, rotates all the way around towards mid, and just ensures that overtime isn't going to happen. So, I mean, great showing from